Warning, I swear a lot.
It is 3:05 in the PM, and you're watching The Foreman. I'm your host, Foreman, and typically when I do Foreman Talks, I talk about things that interest me, or things I like, you know, talk about certain games, certain concepts, soundtracks, what have you. We're not really doing that today. Today, we're talking about something that pisses me off. I'm going to try and keep it measured, though. Foreman Talks is supposed to be a more relaxed format, so I don't want to go into a mouth-frothing rant about this, but this is something that A, pisses me off, and B, kind of negatively affects how people like me are represented within our, and this is a very pretentious word for it, but that kind of isn't a word for it, industry. I mean, LP is an industry now, but this still feels weird to say it. But I want to talk about thumbnails. I want to talk about YouTube thumbnails. I'm not very good at making thumbnails. I'm also not very good at making channel art, in fact. I've done basically everything you see on the channel I've made by myself, but I have no skill in art, not very creative or artistic person, so everything I do is done with the idea that I'm not very good at this sort of thing, so I keep it very simple. Try to keep it real basic, because something simple done with a basic level of competence is better than something complicated done badly, right? Hence why most of the art around the channel is just a black background with blue and pink, and then like the thumbnails themselves usually images from the game with, you know, the name of the channel, the name of the game, and the part. So maybe sometimes I'll throw words in there just to add a little something to it, but for the most part my thumbnails are real fucking simple. So I'm not particularly interested in the idea of slinging shit about people's thumbnails per se, because I'm not very good at it. Although I will say, people who literally just take an image from the game and then just put that up, you need to put a tiny bit more work in on your thumbnail. But then again, a lot of people who do that have more views than me, so maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you know? Because the purpose of a thumbnail, what is a YouTube thumbnail, is it serves two purposes, or at least in my opinion. A, it informs the potential viewer as to what the video is, I'd say in conjunction with the title of the video itself, you know, so like, for instance, I have the name of the game, my little symbol to show that it's me, and then which part it is, because it's usually a series. So you use it to convey to the viewer what they will be watching if they click on it. For instance, Elden Ring Part 6. Well, this is a video about Elden Ring, it's the 6th part of a series. You can tell all of that by looking at the thumbnail, okay? Very simple. B, and obviously this is the part I'm worse at, but fuck, I've already explained why. B, it is there to entice the viewer. It's there to be interesting. It's your Tinder profile pic, right? If you got great tits or big muscles or a firm butt or beautiful eyes, you put it front and center. This is the thing you use to reach out. Be like, check this thing out. It's really fun and interesting. You can tell because of this image. And YouTube is a business for many people. It's not a business for me because I'm not big enough, but I want it to become a business for me, which means I should probably be making my thumbnails more optimally, you know, and I should be making my content more optimally. I don't, because it's my fucking show, and this is the one thing I've had in my life. I think literally the one thing, creatively, where I was like, this is unequivocally, unarguably mine. This is my show. I present it, I produce it, I publish it, I sweep the floors, I put up the chairs, I turn off the lights. It's mine. Straight up. You guys are a part of it. Of course you are. You are 100% a part of it with your advice, suggestions, comments. Like, the Darkest Dungeon series is something I feel we've all made together. Especially thanks to the people who made the mods that I am using, because without them, it wouldn't exist, and they do that shit for free, so, you know, fucking kudos to them. But at the end of the day, no one's arguing the fact that it's my show. It is my show, mine, and I want to run it a specific way. And that means not using the main topic of what I want to talk about today, and that is YouTube thumbnail face. Now, if you've been on YouTube for 5 minutes, and not as a, like, particularly avid viewer or as a creator, I mean someone who literally wandered onto YouTube to, I don't know, look up a video about cats, you've seen it. And in case you don't quite get what I'm saying, maybe I haven't used the proper title for it, I don't know, I'll put an image up. So future me, get our viewer or listener or whatever the fuck a lovely shining example of YouTube thumbnail face. That's my problem. That is my big fucking problem. That is the thing that pisses me off almost the most. I don't think it's quite the biggest thing about YouTube that pisses me off, but that is one of the biggest gripes I have about YouTube in general. Now, I'm not one to sling shit. I don't like to, as surprising as it may seem, given some of my content, I don't like to criticize. I don't like to talk shit. I don't like to undermine people's work and stuff like that. I really don't. I'm not keen on it. Like, I said a lot of shit about Cho's boss reworks, but that's because it pissed me off so much I actually couldn't help myself. And this is perhaps a similar thing. Although, as you may have noticed, I'm probably keeping myself a little bit more calm at the moment. I fucking hate it. Oh god, I hate it. I can't. It's so hard to try and put this into cohesive words and to make this a proper discussion about it, because I fucking hate it so much. And I think there are multiple ways we can talk about this, but I'm going to talk about the one that immediately springs into mind. I hate YouTube thumbnail face. I hate clickbait, because this also comes down to like titles of videos as well. I hate it because it makes the rest of us look like arseholes. It makes YouTube content creators look like such dickheads because we are tarred with the same brush as these people who make such cringy fucking thumbnails. And it's the meta. That's the infuriating thing. This is the meta. This is what gets people to watch. People click on those videos. As much as people take the piss out of them, they do click on them and they do watch them. Yeah, no, this is an accurate statement. I am a fan of Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. I like both of them. Do I have a preference? Not really. But I like them both. I think they're funny and intelligent dudes who do interesting stuff. Their thumbnails suck ass. They are some of the worst I've seen. Mark's thumbnails are worse, Jack's titles are worse, and they could both combine together their video presentation, as it were, to make such a disgusting smorgasbord of clickbait. And I fucking hate it, and it's such a shame because I love both of them, genuinely. I think they're both really good content creators, but I hate the way they present their videos, like, you know, in terms of thumbnails and titles. I don't know what to say about it. Like, I did this, I've done this topic because I wanted to talk about it, but I don't know what the fuck to say. I hate it. I don't know what I hate more. The fact that it exists, or the fact that it works, or the fact that people come to me and say, Foreman, you should be doing this. And I'm like, no, I will not do it. I refuse. I've made an effort every now and then on my thumbnails to try and make them pop out a bit more. I think maybe you could count the amount of my thumbnails that have my face on them with both hands. It's probably less than 10. And occasionally I'll do that because I'm like, hey, it distinguishes this video from the rest of my videos, so the people who watch the show will be more inclined to check this one out. Because they're like, oh, this one's a little different from Foreman's normal videos, I'll check it out. But I have never fucking done YouTube thumbnail face. You know, with the my wife left me, divorce, big accident, can't believe I survived, I almost cried. You know that shit. You're familiar with that shit, I'm sure you are. I really hope I'm not gonna prove myself wrong and disappoint myself in the future. I don't think I will, but I never, ever want to do that. Ever. Ever. Because I'm sure I've talked about this before. I talk about it more frequently than I should, perhaps, but people do ask me why I don't do certain things, right? Like with the channel. They ask why I don't make certain optimal decisions, as it were. Recently, a friend of mine, Pip, good friend of mine, great friend of mine, known that guy for years, but he came down because he lives elsewhere. He came down and we hung out. This was like a month ago. And he was like, Foreman, what you need to do, and he just said this with the confidence and swagger of a man who clearly knows what he's talking about. He said, Foreman, you need to get on a new release as soon as it releases, and you need to do that and you will get the views. And I was like, first of all, that's not how that works. Contrary to what appears to be popular opinion, that is not how YouTube fame works. That is not how success on YouTube works, because YouTube operates with its algorithm on a the rich get richer and poor get poorer mentality, right? If you got a lot of views, you're gonna get more views because you're bringing in the ad money. YouTube's agreements with the companies that put ads on the site, well, they get more money from the people who get a lot of views. So they encourage the people who get a lot of views to get more views. People with less views, like myself, hell, I'm not even eligible for ads. So why would they push my shit? What's the point? It's not profitable for them at all. So they're not going to do it. I don't like it, but I understand why it's done that way. I don't really judge them for that specifically. There are plenty of things I do judge YouTube for, but not that one, because I'm like, yeah, sure, that's not a financially savvy decision. I get it. Why would you push the small people? Because then they might lose the big people, and then that's half their money down the drain. So I understand. It's fine. But more to the point, I don't know, when FIFA fucking 2022 comes out, I think they're changing the name, but I don't fucking care. What, should I jump on that as well? No, I don't want to. Should I jump on the new WWE game? No, I don't want to. They're fucking garbage now. Should I jump on the new COD? No, I don't want to. I don't like COD. Should I jump on every Fortnite update? No, I don't want to. I don't like Fortnite. Every Apex season? No, I don't want to. It's an interesting thing. We're going to go off topic a bit here, but I think the topic as a whole kind of revolves around doing what seems optimal versus doing what you want to do in terms of a channel. But like, Sweetman tells me the story. He's told me two or three times now, because it is relevant to a lot of the conversations we have about a guy. Don't know his name. I really should ask Sweetman what the fucking guy's name is, but whatever. He does a certain type of video. I don't know the specifics of it, but he did one on Assassin's Creed, and he did it on a whim because he was like, "This will be funny. Oh, fuck it, I'll do it on this." And everyone loved that one. Now everyone just asks him to do Assassin's Creed videos. He doesn't want to do Assassin's Creed videos. He doesn't like Assassin's Creed. He did that video off a fucking whim, but because that kind of became his thing, everyone just wants that from him now, and every video that he makes that isn't Assassin's Creed does not get any following. No one watches it. No one cares. He could make the most sensational, not Assassin's Creed video ever, but no one will fucking watch it. So what's the point? And I fear getting caught in that kind of trap, and that's why I am committed to doing things I'm interested in and want to do, rather than perhaps what I should be doing. But we have gotten off topic. I do apologize. We're supposed to be talking about thumbnails, which pisses me off the most. It's interesting, because I've been thinking about this topic all throughout the week before I started doing the video. It's funny, you think I'd have more to say, but no, I was just thinking about how much I hate it. And one of the content creators I watch is a guy called Bricky. I think I've mentioned him before. He's a cool guy. I like him. He also presents Deptus Ridiculous and his normal stuff on his actual channels. All right, I quite like it. This isn't supposed to be an ad. I'm just providing context. But his thumbnails, I think, and I don't want to speak too hyperbolically here, I think his thumbnails are possibly the best fusion of like a presentable thumbnail that actually tells you what the video is about and what you can expect going into it, while also having him in it and kind of utilizing that to make the thumbnail more interesting to bring people in. You know, the clickbait aspects, though, to be honest, I wouldn't describe it as clickbait. It's interesting. I'll get one of his thumbnails on screen. You can look at it. But to me, that is a good blend. That is a solid way to do it, I feel. I think that is, like, you know, it's not leaning too hard into clickbait and making it cringe as fuck. It's not making impossible statements, because the text he uses on the thumbnails are literally his thoughts and the things he says within the videos. I think one of them he says is like, fuck, there was one. It was like, I don't know, I think COD Vanguard is the worst fucking zombies so far. And he believes that. He says, COD Vanguard zombies is the worst zombies ever. In his opinion. What I'm saying is that what he expresses there is how he feels. He's not lying in his thumbnails. He's not making too ridiculous statements in his thumbnails. This is simply what the video is about and a hint as to what he thinks it. And I think that's a decent way to do it, but I just can't stand a fucking thumbnail with a close-up of someone's face. I just can't do it anymore. I don't know why I'm saying I can't do it anymore. I don't fucking do it, but I just can't not talk about it. Because, like, we all treat it as a meme, right? It's a joke, you know, YouTube thumbnail face, ha ha ha, YouTube content creators, ha ha ha. But you notice we're not really doing anything about it? You make a joke out of it and that's fine, but no one's really talking about it. No one's really looking at it and going, this kind of sucks. This is pretty shitty, and it is pervasive, probably more widely spread than fucking Rona. And we're just kind of letting it sit. Now, I guess for you guys, there's a reason why you're letting it sit, and that's because, honestly, it doesn't affect you that much. It's annoying, I guess. You know, you have to scroll through videos and see all these crappy thumbnails, but it doesn't really affect you, you know? It's a sort of an evil you tolerate, like Facebook stealing your data or 5-second ads before each video, I guess. And some people don't tolerate that, and I'm like, good for you. Good for you. Don't give them what they want. Excellent. I applaud you 100%. But I guess this is it's a bit more significant to me because, like I said, this makes me and every other content creator, if I go up to someone and say, oh yeah, I do YouTube videos, I make YouTube videos, that's the thing I like to do, the first thing that person thinks of is people who make thumbnails like that. That is the first place their brain goes to because it is so widely pervasive and it is so widely spread. If you didn't know me in person, if you hadn't spoken to me before, say we were talking on like Discord or something and you didn't know who I was, we'd never met, and I said to you, I make YouTube videos, first thing you're gonna think is that I make overreactive horror game videos. That is the first place your brain would go. And I couldn't blame you for it, because that's just the identity of YouTube's LP community. Now that is changing, ironically, because there are more and more LPs nowadays, and people are really exploring the different things you can do with LP and the different games you can LP. There's a ton of like RimWorld ones, which I think are fantastic, that people actually have sort of do LP centered around RimWorld because it's a very chilled out game. So that creates an entirely different dynamic, you know, like it's just a lot more going on. I think it's very interesting. I love Lenny's experience videos because that's an interesting take on LP, because it's not really an LP, but it kind of is, but it's more of a game. It's cool. It's cool. I like it. But the thing is, I can come here and I can bitch to you guys about it and be like, I fucking hate these so much, and they're awful, and I'm embarrassed to be associated with it, but it's like, what can I do about it? And the honest answer is, I don't know, other than there's only two things I can do about it. That's A, to not do it myself, and that's already the plan, is to not do it myself, and B, to talk about it, I guess. I think people underestimate the power of actually talking about something, you know, and just discussing it as opposed to leaving it unspoken. You'd be surprised how much of an effect that can have. You'd be surprised how much a sentiment can spread simply because we decide to talk about it. I've decided I don't want to fucking ignore the fact that these thumbnails are ass anymore and make me look like a douche. So I wanted to discuss it, and they don't just make me look like a douche, they make all of us look. Fucking Christ, my fucking computer, the fucking screensaver goes, and it shocks me every time because I think the recording has stopped. It freaks me out. God damn it. It makes us all look stupid, all of us content creators. It makes us look like assholes. And maybe we are, I don't know. But if someone's gonna call me an asshole and be right about it, I don't want it to be because they think I make reaction videos. I don't want them to because they think I make vlogs talking about the 9th time I got a divorce or something. I don't know. I don't really watch those videos, so I don't actually know what's in them. I only know from the fucking thumbnails because I refuse to interact with them. Jax and Marks are the only ones I do interact with because I fucking ignore the thumbnail. I just watch them because I like their videos. Maybe I should stop. Maybe that's where I should draw my line in the sand. Maybe I should stop watching their fucking videos. It's the same as like, I mean, to draw it back to something I'm constantly talking about, it's the same as like as companies releasing games in fuck off terrible states. Maybe we should just not interact with them at all. Teach them. Tell them. Why are you not interacting with our product? Because you do this. We should stop buying from Amazon. Why do you not buy our shit? Because you treat your employees like crap. Maybe that's what we need to do, but we'll never... I don't know. On the one hand, I don't think we'll ever be able to get people to collectively get in on these ideas, but once again, this is the power of talking about it, because you can discuss it and then people will be like, yeah, you know what? This is fucking bullshit. I think I am going to do something about this, however minor, and not interact with it anymore. You vote with your wallet, after all, so maybe that's the way to go. And with YouTube videos, you vote with your time and your likes, I suppose. And subscriptions, but you get the idea. If you don't like me, I would highly encourage you to not watch my videos, you know, because you're only benefiting me if you watch my videos. I think even if you left a dislike, I think at the stage where I'm at, maybe, if you watched the entire video and then left a dislike, I think that would still help. which means the best, like, and this is why I got annoyed when, you know, Logan Paul was blown up because of all of his crap, and people would go over to his videos even just to talk shit, and I'm like, don't go there, talk shit, just don't go. The guy thrives off attention. Bad publicity is still publicity, and YouTube thrives off of it. If you don't like someone, don't watch their shit. Don't interact with them. Don't talk, to an extent, don't talk about them. Just leave them to rot, basically, is the way to go. But I don't know, maybe this all seems a bit too extreme for what is essentially just a bunch of posters. For real, this is just like, they're just pictures, and they're not especially offensive or anything. It's not as if they're spreading a horrible message or doing anything particularly terrible. And a lot of the people who make thumbnails like these are really nice, smart, intelligent people. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but I just fucking hate them so much. Not the people, the thumbnails. I hate them so fucking much. Every time I look at one, I swear I must be giving myself eye strain from rolling my eyes too much. Because I hate it, and I don't feel like that's me being a pretentious little hipster on the fringes of his respective industry. I don't think that's what this is. I think this is a logical reaction to see something that makes me want to chew my own limbs off. I hate it. I don't know what to do about it. I can't do anything about it. I should stop asking. I can't do anything about it. All I can do is sit here and rant about it. It sucks, because, like, as someone like me, and there are many like me, you see channels like this, like, I don't know, I fucking put up an episode of Elden Ring and it gets 20 views, and I glance over at Mark's channel, and he has that horrific fucking thumbnail, and it has, like, 2 million views, and I'm like, how can you look at something like that and not think, maybe I need to switch, maybe I need to pivot, maybe I need to do something different, maybe what I'm doing, regardless how morally reinforced I am on it, is not working, and I need to suck up my pride and actually do it. But while I did suck up my pride during Elden Ring and walk away from a boss fight that I wasn't winning, which is something I never fucking do, by the way, I always smash my head against them until I beat them, there are some things that go beyond just simple pride. There are some things that are literally boiled down to your innate, built-in, solidly reinforced personal morals, like the foundations upon which your character, as you as a human being, is built and cannot be betrayed nor swayed. And I think, as ridiculously overly dramatic as it sounds, this is one of them. I can't do it. I cannot do it. And I fear the reality in which my channel will never be successful and I will never get anywhere because I refused to go along with this. But A, I can be happy knowing that I never did give in to this, and B, imagine for a moment if I caved and I went, fuck it, I'm gonna clickbait this shit up like crazy. Fuck it, I'm going for it. I just want to get to 1,000 subs, start making some money, then I'll change, right? I'll go back to normal, but for now I'm just gonna clickbait it like crazy. Can you imagine if I did that and went for it and didn't get anything from it? Didn't gain any subs, didn't gain any more views. Can you imagine how shattering that would be? If I gave in on my morals and my personal sense of what is right and what is wrong, completely forsaken it, and it didn't work. I think I'd quit YouTube. I think I'd quit making videos. I think I would give in on the spot. I think I'd be like, nope, there's no coming back from that one. I'm fucking gone. Goodbye. Toodles. Well, it's like, you know, it's the same thing with, like, everyone says you should always tell your viewers to like, comment, and subscribe. You should always do that. That is an important thing, not necessarily because they hear it and go, okay, yes, I think I will, but often because it reminds them that, oh yeah, I am enjoying this, I should do those things to support it. I get this. I do get this. I understand this. This is a thing. I get it. I just don't like doing it. Why? This is gonna sound dumb. I don't like telling you guys what to do. I don't like telling you guys what to do. That's it. If you want to like the video, like the fucking video. If you don't, don't. If you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't, don't. If you want to comment, comment. If you don't, don't. I don't feel comfortable telling people to do it. And I don't like hearing myself say the words, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Because it tastes like ass. coming out of my mouth, and I don't want to do it. Just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. And it's another thing where I am obviously kneecapping myself unnecessarily for the sake of like pride and whatever, but I don't care. I don't care. You have to take a stand somewhere. You have to have a moral rock within you about something. You can't give in to everything. You can't, or like, yes, there is of course room for compromise and changing your mind and changing your thoughts and allowing yourself to realize that other things are the better way to do it, absorbing new knowledge, understanding you don't know everything and you don't know the best thing to do, and trying new things out. I get all of this, and these things do hold value, but there are some things where you have to take a stand and be like, no, like this is my line, I'm standing on it. I will stand my ground on this. I will not falter on this point, and stupid as it sounds, these are mine. These are my lines in the sand. These are the hills I will die on. I refuse to give an inch on these. I will not do it. I can't. I just can't. I just physically can't. Maybe that's my failing and I'm willing to accept that, but I can't fucking do it. You know, it's funny because like, I suck at thumbnail making. It's a pain in the ass. I'm bad at it and I hate thumbnail fakes, but I really appreciate Darkest Dungeon actually in regards to thumbnail making. And that may seem like a weird one, but please allow me to explain. You gotta let me explain. It's my talkie video. Darkest Dungeon. I don't know how much you guys know about Darkest Dungeon or how much you're aware of how it's made and stuff. I'm not going to claim to be a professional. I have a very basic understanding, right? I'm not a fucking dev or anything like that. But Darkest Dungeon makes use of a lot of very minor animations and a lot of still images being moved across the screen, as it were, going from one still image to another with effects and sounds going on, and using backgroundless images, right? Like PNGs and whatnot. Which means if you go into the files for Darkest Dungeon and you have like a photo editing piece of software, I have like Zara Photo and Graphic Designer, real basic shit, but it does what I need it to. And you go in there and you can pull out images of, say, the Vestal bonking someone, or the Vestal casting the light, the fucking light thing, which I can't remember the name of right now, and I don't know why, because I use that fucking skill all the time and I can't remember it. That pisses me off, but whatever. Point is, you can get backgroundless images of enemies, bosses, heroes, curios, all of those. And you can put them, I don't know, on a thumbnail. So one of the things I actually really liked about doing the Darkest Dungeon series is that it allowed me to be a little bit more creative with my thumbnails, because I could really play around with them a little bit, and I could set little scenes and have certain characters in certain contexts to give a hint as to what's going to happen in the video. One of my favorites, which is funnily enough one that no one watched, is one in which it's literally just a saw hunter on their own in the cove bowing, and that was to foreshadow the things, very unfortunate things were going to happen to that saw hunter. I don't want to spoil anything here, but like I was pleased with that. It's once again, it's not, I wouldn't say it's particularly exceptional, and that video didn't perform very well for a Darkest Dungeon video anyway. But I like it. I appreciate Darkest Dungeon for that, because it gives me the opportunity to be creative with thumbnails despite not having any real talent allowing me to be creative with thumbnails. That was fun. I appreciate doing that. A lot of other games, making thumbnails is a fucking nightmare. Souls games are actually pretty bad for it because you require the information of having like health and stamina on screen at all times. But trying to make a thumbnail out of a frame from a video, as it were, you pick the right frame and like, yes, that's the perfect moment of my character doing something or getting trashed by a fucking boss or whatever. But all your fucking health and stamina are on screen, and there's the poison meter and stuff like that, and it looks really shoddy, and I hate shit like that. Some games are an absolute nightmare to make thumbnails for. I think that's why when I played Bloodborne, I liked to try and make sure I fought a boss fight every single episode, because bosses usually came with cutscenes, and I could just draw an image from that, and that would do, and that made my life a lot easier. It's weird, right? Because like, I talk about thumbnail face and how much I hate YouTube thumbnail face and how much I despise that. But the thing is, I've listened to Mark talk about making thumbnails before, and first of all, he's very passionate about it, which makes this so much more of internal conflict for me to talk shit about them, but fuck, I hate them so much. But not only does he take a lot of pride in them, he spends a long time on them as well. We're talking 40 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour, making those thumbnails. And so it's like, YouTube thumbnail face is not a talentless, quick, easy way to make your video appealing. It's actually quite hard to do properly, like most things are. It's very easy to do badly, hard to do well. But like, and obviously it's worth the effort he puts in because he gets all those views, but I just look at it and I'm like, I can't imagine putting in 45 minutes to an hour to make something I fucking hate. To putting all that time, putting in the last touches, and then looking at it and going, I fucking despise this. It makes me want to fucking puke. But he likes them, so it's less of an issue for him, I suppose, but I could never do it. It would hurt me too much. It would be too internally painful. I don't think I have anything more to say on the topic. I think this was just me ranting for like half an hour, so I think I'm going to leave it there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. I'm sorry that this was just me bitching and moaning, but this is something that genuinely pisses me off so much. So much. I hate YouTube thumbnail face. I hate the way it makes us all look. I hate that it works. I hate the way it looks. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe I'm a fucking psychopath about this. Maybe no one really cares. Maybe it's not that big a deal. Maybe I am way too heated about this and maybe no one really gives a shit. But personally, I hate it. What do you think? What do you think would be good solutions? What do you think would make for a better thumbnail, perhaps? God knows I could use the advice. I don't know. Let me know what you think. But once again, thank you so much for watching. I'm happy to be doing Foreman Talks again. I like doing these. It's just coming up with topics is so fucking hard. But this one was ready and eager to be spoken about by me because of how passionate I get about how much I hate it. But if you have any ideas for topics, any requests, then please let me know. And whatever I talk about next time, and who the fuck knows, but whatever it is, I hope I see you there. Toodles. Goodbye.